All right, come on in. It is 12 o'clock Pacific time in Reno, Nevada, and today's going to be a fun call. I am going through a rebrand, y'all. We are going to be all about being the Rainmakers. I am working on it. So I wanted to kind of give you, to start off, a framework that I've been working on. Jeremiah, you have not seen this at all. I just showed Katie like this morning and Seamus yesterday. So you're going to follow along and play with me. Does that work?
Perfect.
All right, just to introduce everybody, we are in webinar mode. If any of you want to ask questions, raise your hand. Please put stuff in chat. Before we get going, where are you all from? Put in the chat, where are you zooming in from today? We want to know where you're at. What are you excited to learn? Why are you here? What do you need from Shayla today? How can you level up your ability to be a rainmaker, level up your sales skills? We got St. Louis, Reno. Hello, Brent. Hi, Kim. Kentucky. Hi, Michelle. What's up, Mark in Atlanta? Houston, Chicago, Missouri, Kentucky, New Hampshire, Wyoming, Kansas. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. Hello, Ray Harris. Hi, Vanessa and Golden. El Paso, Phoenix. Hello, Leslie in El Paso, Arizona. Okay, and what do you specifically need today? If you had a request and said, I need a script on this, or I need to land this opportunity, or I need to penetrate in a new way, or I need to write up this kind of sales process. What is something that you are currently working on? Maybe I don't even help you on it, but you tell me, I'm leveling up this skill set of mine. Katie, what are you working on actively?
Systems and processes around refis.
Systems and processes around refis. Boom. We're going to talk about that today. How do you land the refis? How do you manage your time so you keep your mind on both refis and purchase? That's really powerful. Seamus, what's something that you're working on dialing in?
I'm trying to get this script back that at one point in time we were really, really good at. So I want to find that. I want to find that again.
And the script you're talking about is calling your past clients and what you're saying to engage them into a refi?
Yes. You spent hours putting together this Excel spreadsheet that does all the math work for us. So we just have to figure out what to say, and it's easy from there.
Okay. So we'll cover that on today's call. That'll be really fun. Jeremiah, what are you working on in your sales skills, sales process?
I'm working on just my communication with my partners and staying connected to them at all times.
Okay. How about the fact that you're also in a new city, meeting new people and landing new partners?
Yeah, no, literally going to all the networking events in Sacramento and meeting all sorts of new people. I just met with a title person yesterday and just getting connected. That's definitely something I'm flexing these days.
If I can make everybody raise their hand, who is working on meeting new people? You better have your damn hand in the air, right? We need to meet. Oh, look at you. I got a bunch of you raising your hand. I need to meet more new people, right? We just started the fourth quarter. How many of you want to be more effective in your scripting or communication to get the meeting, to get the yes, to get the permission? And how many want to just be more ninja at managing your time and selling refis? Okay, that's what we're doing. Thank you, Jason. Scripting for realtors. I'm meeting at all the open houses I'm going to get a meeting. Okay, I think that we could talk about that relative to my archetypes. Ray is connecting with productive agents that are doing the deal. Guys, here's what I want to tell you. Look for an energy match. Right now, do not look for who's closed deals in the last 5 minutes, okay? If people are out in an open house, working on a Saturday, working on a Sunday, they're eager, they're on their toes, they want the business, I want to align with them. Seamus, you came to my office yesterday. Your favorite call. Tell me about it. Your favorite call just in the last 2 days.
Yeah, it was an agent that I've never worked with before, but someone else in the business had, my name had come up and said, wow, he's a really great guy. And then this person comes and is vulnerable and is like, this is actually my first deal. I've been in real estate, but I've been in the background this entire time. And I said, you're the exact type of person that I want to talk to. And we spent the next 40 minutes asking each other questions, doing a lot of listening, but when she had something to ask, I was able to really impart some wisdom. And I felt like when we left that phone call, I was like, wow, this is what I miss. I miss empowering people to go out and be better.
Okay, so he's talking to a brand new agent and he got a ton of energy providing value and helping her find success. So don't just go, I need a qualified list of everybody that does 4+ transactions. If that's been your strategy for a while and you're not doing it, just knock it off. Just go, like Seamus said, off of that energy, tell your next 10 agent conversations of people that already know you, hey, you know what I just happened this week that made me realize what I love? I love helping people succeed. I love helping people learn this business. Do you know anybody new that you think is good energy, positive, that you can introduce me to? I love to be mentoring a few new people at all times. Right? That's a script.
The
there,
next
Seamus.
5 phone calls were way easier to make coming off of that energy.
There you go. Because you're like, oh, I'm good at this. The story you were telling was different. That's fantastic. New agent relationship, Vanessa, why they should use me. I'm going to work on that with the archetypes. Why working with the real estate LOs? Why are working on real estate LOs, realtors becoming loan officers? Ivy, can you expand? Are you trying to recruit realtors to become an LO? Or are you trying to sell against that and say that's a bad idea? I'm confused. Because I could spin it whichever way you want, right? Because sales is always about telling a story. And I definitely have opinions of what I think. Leslie, builder openers outside of my city to build relationships. Okay, that's really fabulous. Here's what I will tell you. In my whole experience of landing builders, Katie Besso is on my team. We've done $70 million year to date through October. She is, my sister has worked her way up the ranks from, I don't know what you did, just like a helper to an LOA, to a team LO, to an independent LO, to now a sales manager for the Gifford team as a producer. Katie's on track to do like 50, 60 million at 30 years old. We have like 3 builder accounts that we've had for like 10 years. I landed those accounts by getting involved with the Builders Association, by starting the sales and marketing committee, by getting on the board and being on the level with big players in the industry. Like I want to go talk to the owners. I want to go talk to the decision makers. Now, one of the builders we landed because we saved a deal 12 years ago. And then they were in a rocky spot with their lender. Okay. So you just never know where people are at. I didn't pick up the phone and call the owner. I literally, dated the on-site sales agent, did a great job and saved her butt. Then she over time begged for the owner to meet with me. And that's how we landed the job. I had met with a superintendent of Ryder Homes years ago because I went out to a sales office. I brought a Subway sandwich. And the superintendent knew my dad from drywall. And I called Steve over and over again to say, Steve, can I get some Ryder Homes business? When he eventually had a new community, he told that sales agent to call and interview me. And the sales agent interviewed 5 loan officers and I got the job with Ryder Homes. This is seriously like 10 years ago. And then the last one, okay, I didn't land any of these by calling owners. I walked in to a sales office to just prospect, Leslie. And I met that day, the owner of the builder was sitting in on the sales and the model. He was like covering the model because the sales agent was out. And I end up having this heart-to-heart conversation. It slips out of his mouth that his wife is pregnant. I think he had just found out in the last 5 minutes. My daughter had just been born 2 months ago. I'm probably nursing and have like milk on my shirt. And we bonded and connected. And then I met his wife and then we landed Desert Wind Homes. That's literally 10 years ago. So point is, get out there, meet people, solve problems. And if you can build clout and credibility because you're involved with the Builder Association, you go to the events, you learn about the tradespeople or the superintendents or the on-site salespeople. It's like everything. Work a 360-degree strategy, and you will become valuable and land deals in the builder space. So thank you for giving me that opener. Keep the questions coming in the chat. Do you guys want to go through the archetypes first for some prospecting strategies and scripts, or do you guys want to go into the FHA Streamline spreadsheet? Katie.
Archetypes.
Oh, okay. This is so fun. All right. So you guys, I am working on models because one thing that drives me nuts is I will get on the phone with the loan officer who is succeeding right now, kicking butt. And yet they go, oh, but I kind of feel like an imposter and I don't really know. And I'm like, okay, you are succeeding. And there's a reason you're succeeding. But the reason you're on the phone with me is because you're hitting a ceiling. And I need to help you break through that ceiling. And so I want to show you the archetypes and kind of some ideas so you can identify who you are and how you can break through. Jeremiah, this is going to be fun to play with you because you haven't seen this at all. So first of all, I think there's 4 stages of a career. Okay. The first stage is being eager. When I hired Seamus, and Seamus has closed 50, 60 million, many years. You've worked for me for how long, Seamus?
11 years.
11 years. Okay. He was working as bank branch manager at Wells Fargo. My brother referred me to Seamus and said, you need to meet my sister. And when you got started, you were eager. You wore a suit every day. You were probably the first one in here. You're on your toes. You were asking questions. You were running. You like made laps around the cubicle, seeing who you could ask a question to. You were showing up, right? We all have that story of being eager. Some of us have been in the business a long time. We've gotten our butts really kicked. We need to go back to being eager beaver. Okay. We need to go back to being on our toes, looking for opportunity. Like Jeremiah moving to a new city. All of a sudden he's like, I know no one. I'm a new guy. I'm not proven here. How do I get out there? Right. After being eager, you're looking for opportunities to learn whatever. You do find some success. Okay. And I believe you find that in your natural style and the ways in which you have your key talents and your own unique style. But often success on paper might look like a real mess behind the scenes. Can any of us relate to that? Put your hand up if you can relate to that. You guys can use the reaction emojis too. Give us some hearts and things if you can find the reaction emoji. Behind the scenes, when I was successful, making $300,000 in my 20s with no college degree and being a blonde chick, meant I was working 12 hours a day. I was freaked out all the time that I was going to miss a lead, that I was going to screw up for somebody, that I was going to piss somebody off. It had me frantic all the time. I had this constant story that I needed to always prove myself because I was young and I was unproven. And so it caused me to just kind of be a mess all the time, right? My volume went like this, up and down, up and down. And I hit the ceiling. Okay. A change maker I'm going to go through is once you can break through that and actually start building a real business, going from being a high personality salesperson to being a business person that has a limitless growth, because you're going to continue executing and then cleaning up with new process, executing, cleaning up new process, executing, new process. And the last one is a trailblazer. And a trailblazer is when you have climbed the mountain of some regard and go, you know what? I've got a story to tell. I want to get out there and help more people. I found a way to make 6 figures in this industry. I want to help more real estate agents make 6 figures in this industry. I've learned how to save $1 million by doing a budget and having these disciplines and tracking my activity. I'm going to help other people do that. You put yourself out there to lead. Okay. And I will tell you guys, in the last year, I've stepped more into trailblazer and it's been vulnerable. I, started with my Slay with Shay retreat in November. You guys know how freaking vulnerable that is to call a retreat Slay with Shay. Okay. Not my choice, but honestly, I was like, if the branding marketing people like it, frick it, let's go for it. But now I'm putting myself out there to be rejected, for people to not come, for people to not spend money and fly out and see me. And I put the investment out and I put the messaging out. It's nerve-wracking. Just like every one of you loan officers, if I say, hey, have a client party tomorrow, how many of us get nervous no one's going to show up? If I'm going to have a realtor lunch and learn, who am I? I've got imposter syndrome, right? So staying in the game requires courage. It requires bravery. And you've got to find a way to be around people that are change makers. And you go, I belong here. And if he's doing it and she's doing it and he's doing it, I can do it. Your environment matters. Your culture matters. By the way, I have a retreat coming up November 13th and 14th. We'll put the information in the chat. getting out of your current setting and around other successful people and going, wait a minute, I didn't know that was possible. Look what he's doing. Look what she's doing. That is what's changed my life. I had to get out of my own little bubble. And every time I go to a conference, I meet a new friend or I meet somebody that's like, changes my way of thinking and unlocks me to a degree. Okay. So now that I show you the career path and you've identified, by the way, put in the chat, where do you think you are? Are you in the eager mode? Are you in the I'm succeeding, I'm successful mode? Do you feel like you're firmly being a change maker right now? Or do you feel like you're being a trailblazer? Let's get vulnerable. I know this is a webinar, but I like everybody participating. This is like a Shayla team meeting behind the curtain. This is how we roll. Yes, trailblazer, eager to be eager. Okay, Jason, I need to eager to be eager. Good, Sheila, yes, you're eager. I love that. Bethany, successful, still eager. Right on, Vicky. Successful, change maker. None of you have said I'm not on the scale, because how many have fallen off the scale? What did you say to me yesterday, Seamus? Something about a loser mindset or something?
Loser mindset, I think that was the term.
Yeah. You said, thanks for being nice to me. I've had a loser mindset or something.
I wouldn't say it was like that, but.
No, what you said to me is you go, Shay, I haven't been totally on it and I haven't been the top producer I know I can be, but you've loved me through it and allowed me to have this season, but I'm ready to be a top producer. And I haven't liked that I've had a loser mindset. And I said, well, here's what's true about Shayla. If you would spew your loser mindset on me, I will have something to say about it. If you're going to just be over in the corner having a loser mindset and I can't see it, you're not here, then I'm fine with it. Right. But the truth is actually you spent some time, as I did, living at your lake house, golfing, enjoying time with your dog, your girlfriend, like becoming more of a whole person and shifting from being totally fear and deficiency motivated to actually being, like driven from a place of contentment. Right. So I'm going to go ahead and come off mute real quick, Jeremiah.
Hello.
Okay. Hello. All right. So here's what I want to do. The 4 archetypes, I need you guys to participate. These are the 4 that I see across all of my loan officers. And hopefully you fit in one of these 4 because I'm testing it as we go. Trust builder, networker, marketer, technician. So a trust builder works with fewer people, but goes deep and converts at a high percentage. The issue for a trust builder is you rely on too few of accounts. You don't have enough of visibility. You're too reliant on market conditions to support your business with such few people. And your danger is just losing 2 accounts. A networker loves meeting people and may know everyone, but your relationships may be shallow and not convert like they should. You probably struggle to do technical follow-up and see partnerships through to their highest potential to actually get the conversion out of your relationships. A marketer is somebody who generally will hide behind their camera, hide behind their desk, but they're good at social media and making themselves look knowledgeable or look successful. And they understand that branding is important and want to use the modern tools to get maximum exposure. They probably struggle with imposter syndrome because they may not have the technical experience. They feel they need to back up their image. They also might hide behind digital and struggle to consistently be face-to-face, asking the tough questions and closing the relationship for the referral business. A lot of people have a spray and pray mentality and thinking that's going to work, right? A technician follows the process, is a true pro at the job and technical abilities, but likely doesn't have enough relationships and doesn't delegate well because they're the technician. No one could do it as good as me. And so they hit the ceiling on growth that way. So I want to know in the chat, what do you identify with? Now, yes, of course you could be a combo and you're all learning everything, but just like generally, when you first started succeeding at this job, okay, think about it. You went from eager to like, I'm succeeding. Things are working for me. Which one was that for you? Caitlin, trust builder, technician, trust builder for Seamus. Jeremiah, what is it for you?
I would say I'm sitting in a technician right now.
Okay. Interesting. But I would say that you became successful maybe being a networker.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think like I was able to just build relationships super fast. And then now I like have those relationships, but I'm like hitting a wall because I'm like need to adjust my process, as you said.
Yes. Yeah, you were one of the few loan officers that came out of the gate. Now you spent 2 years being an LOA, my favorite way of growing. Seamus spent 6 months with me being an LOA. Katie spent years, 5 or 6 years being an LOA. So you all grew enough technical ability and pretty high levels of technical ability being on a team, which is, by the way, my favorite way for people to like learn this and have the confidence and self-worth that if you trust me, I know what I'm doing. But your ability to grow came from your networking. Like you had no problem calling 120 agents to invite them to an event or going out and meeting anybody and everybody, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you would put out an event and then I would text. Now the list is 147 and we text and call and email them all now.
Okay. So here's where I'm guiding you in these live sales trainings once a month. I'm going to help you break through your ceiling of your archetype and become a rainmaker. See, when your identity changes to believe that your number one job duty and responsibility is to make it rain, to generate referrals, your whole life changes. You can break through that ceiling. Now, how are you going to become a rainmaker? By being the best, biggest version of you. I'm not asking you, Jeremiah, to become Katie. And Seamus, I'm sure as heck not asking you to become Jeremiah. This is why all three of us can be in the exact same market, going out and talking and networking, doing all the things in the same people. And we're not really competing because you're going to attract the right people for your business. The same people are not going to work with Jared as they're going to work with Katie, right? Because you're different people and different strengths and different vibe and different energy, which is why you must think abundantly. Stop competing and start collaborating. Hang out with people that are all on the path of becoming a rainmaker. You'll be a rainmaker, even in the same market, because you're all doing the same thing. Does that make sense? So you have to use your archetype and your natural gifts and talents and what makes you comfortable to intentionally lead generate. Seamus, you're a trust builder. So as a trust builder, you need to have a weekly email campaign. If you're working a 3-pillar business and you're saying my first pillar is my past clients, my second pillar is realtors, and my third pillar is my community, the Seamus community, the people you golf with, the people you go to Burning Man with, the people that you go to all these weddings with, your dad's friends, your friends' family, your sphere, like the Seamus community is your third pillar. You need to have an email every single week to each pillar, yes or no?
Yes.
If you're in business, should you have that strategy? 1 email a week to each pillar, okay? As a trust builder, you're telling stories about somebody that's close in your world. Seamus, you're sending an email about helping this agent and how much it fuels your soul and what you love to do. And people go, oh, Seamus wants to do more of that. And you get more referrals of what you put out there. Yes or no? Okay. Seamus, every closing you go to and you give them the wooden sign or you're at this closing table and you're hugging your people. That's the stuff that you post on social. That's the stuff you put in your email bombs. That's the stuff you tell stories about because it's a trust builder sharing and becoming more visible about trust building, about the unique relationships. Is that clear? Yes. Jeremiah, you're a networker. So you've got to do networking on steroids. But your networking means that if I'm going to talk to you and have a 3-minute conversation, we go deep. Yeah. I ask really good questions. We go memorable. I uncover a challenge or a pain, or I intrigue you, or I leave you like with your heart exploded open. Okay. Yeah. You don't just go out and do a bunch of, hey girls, hey girl, hey, what's up, dude? Nuck. Like that shit is not going to convert. Right. So your emails probably need to be about other networking opportunities. Your emails need to say, hey, I just met this amazing business over here, and you're promoting a business to your greater database because you're a connector and a networker.
Exactly.
So your email to your clients, your email to your realtors, does this make sense? Okay. We're going to go down this road deep at the retreat. Okay. This is just to give you guys a little bit of a nugget, but the only way I can help really unlock you is for you to go, I'm going to be a rainmaker. I'm sick and tired of being at the ceiling I am at. I'm hitting a ceiling. I need to use my talents and break through. And so I've got strategies for days. I can give you guys all a unique script based on the fact Katie and I just had our vision setting meeting for 2025 for the Gifford team. And we talked about her being a technician. Her weekly email bombs need to be about technical wins. How did she technically structure something that allowed somebody more affordability, or that allowed somebody to close faster, or that allowed somebody to, overcome and win against 5 other offers? If she positions herself in her testimonials, her Instagram stories about being a technical nerd like she is, but becomes more known and then delegates, like the people on the Gifford team she can support, because she's so process oriented, she can support networkers. So networkers who suck at process, but they can go out there and get 100 business cards, should work on a team with a really good technician. Yes or no?
Yes.
If you're a networker, you need to get enough leads so you can hire a person that's a really good technician. You've got to balance out your stuff. So this is where we go. Obviously, my goal is for you guys to have limitless growth, to not just be a rainmaker where you can drive more leads through your business, which allows you to pick and choose the people you want to work with, which allows you to be influential and powerful in the industry, which allows you to stabilize your income. It allows you to hire a team so you have some life balance, and allows you to grow. Am I right, Seamus? This is how you grew this boom, 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 year after year, right? So I have to tell you all something. I'm taking a little break from this because that's enough. But as part of my coaching plan, whether you're in Catalyst and you're working with me in Catalyst, or you work for me, or you're coming to the retreat, I'm launching a new planner. Okay. Woo! And I'm in collaboration with Todd Bookspan on the Win by Noon planner, but it's Shayla version. It's the Catalyst planner. And this is going to get us back to, I am a rainmaker. What does it look like to be on fire? What are my annual goals? How do I balance my life? Because truly, guys, that last thing about being a change maker is somebody who walks the success traits. You walk the walk. To have enduring success, you've got to be able to show up over and over and over again with a great attitude, with a great state, ready for opportunity. You've got to be dialed in with your calendar. You've got to be confident about, I'm a trust builder, or I'm a marketer. Here's how I can help you. You got to know who you are and speak from that authentic place. You got to ask for accountability. Okay. So guess what? All of you that work for me, you will be filling out the damn planner just like I do. And every Friday, you're going to take a picture of your weekend and send it into the chat so I can see, what did you do? You got to track it. You got to fall in love with it. You got to compete. And lastly, you got to be personally systematized. Okay. You have to have a system for your life. Otherwise, you're going to be all over the place. You're going to take 3 vacations in a row and lose all your momentum. Or you're going to overwork and blow out your health and be sick and be a mess, or blow out your marriage. And that doesn't work. Okay. Nobody wants to follow somebody who's a total mess. I call it being a loam, LOAM, less of a mess. Huh, Jeremiah? We've been working on this forever.
Loam.
Less of a mess. And guess what? This is why we're fun salespeople. We all get along. You can be weird and crazy and kind of a mess and all over the place. You fit in here, but you've got to systematize and become less of a mess through coaching, through putting yourself out there. So I'm going to put the Win by Noon Catalyst Planner. It's now available to ship. It's $75. It gives you a quarter. It's $25 a month is the way you got to look at it. For those of you who are coming to my retreat, November 13th, 14th, you will get a copy of this planner. For all of you that work for me, you're coming to the retreat, you'll get a planner. Okay. But I would invest and get one now. Why wait? Okay. Because you're just going to keep doing this forever. There's never going to be a time when you don't have a planner. If you want to be dialed in, work with your spouse on who does what, live a big life, because you don't live a big life without sitting down and having a plan and going, this is when I'm going to work out. This is when I'm going to have my girlfriend time. This is when I'm going to do a guy's night. This is when I'm going to, take my sweetie and and plan ahead, right? So let's get into FHA streamlines. Okay. Jeremiah, did you look at your spreadsheet that we sent?
Yeah, no, it looks really, really good. And thank you
Okay.
for putting it together.
I'm just going to go, have any of you guys sold yours yet? The one that we worked out?
Not the one that you worked at.
Okay. So Seamus, what about you? Did you make any calls last night?
Yeah,
Or-
I called 2 of the 4.
Okay.
And then I saved one and I texted one and tried to set sometime between 12 and 12:30 today. I was going to give him a call.
Okay. So a couple things with FHA streamlines, guys. You have to wait until you've made like 6 payments. So if you want to close an FHA streamline today in October, you have to go back to your loans that closed in April or earlier. I'm sorry, not April, February or earlier. Okay. So if somebody closed in, the funding date was April, you have to close them in December. So you first have to know where to go find your list. Okay. Second, so again, February earlier, you can close today in October. If you're already seeding your November pipeline, go pull your March closings. Okay. Second, you have to drop the rate by at least 0.5 point. When I priced these loans yesterday, and now I'm going to talk to all my Guild people. Okay. And guess what? All of you that are, I'm going to just treat you like y'all work for me at Guild. I have about 6 different investors I can price every day, whether on a conventional VA, FHA loan, whatever. I'm telling you yesterday, the pricing between like New Res and AmeriHome was insanely stupid low. Okay. I could lock a 5.75 New Res FHA streamline for the same price that I could lock a Guild serviced and like 4 other investors streamline at a 6.125. So why the hell is New Res paying up so big for those lower coupons? Well, they want that loan in their pipeline. They feel like there's more value because who knows what their plan is. They think maybe they're betting on another streamline in 6 months. And if they have it in their servicing portfolio, they get it. What you have to decide as the originator, especially if you're at Guild and you love having all your loans in your servicing portfolio, is it worth locking in this deal now at a 5.75 and having it go service released to get the money in the bank, to lock in the loan, to handle this customer, to deal with a competitor? Or is it better to set up the loan now, but wait for pricing to catch up because this pricing moves around like this, and wait to lock it on a Guild service retained, or sell a 6.125? Okay. So, Seamus, I'm going to pull up your thing. So I'm a nerd. I'm a technician. That's how I became successful, and then had to learn to become a rainmaker as a technician. One thing I am good at is streamlines and building models on spreadsheets so I can quickly analyze data and figure out how to sell it. Good in here. Okay. So I dropped his stuff in here. His unpaid balance is 338. His FICO is 766. So I'm going to put him at a 575 and assume you're going to sell him released. Okay. He funded the loan in June of 23. So we got July, August, September, October, November, December. That's 6 months. And let's say you close him this month, 16. Okay. Let's get you a deal for this month. That's 50% refund, 0.5. And the pricing in Sherlock, I haven't priced it today. I'm just going to assume it's 1.985 like it was yesterday. Okay. So, this is how I came up with the title. So the new loan amount is 344, and that is, oops, undo, is 8010. And the final new loan amount over here, I'm just double checking my math, you guys, is AE10. And AE10 is the refund. Okay. All right. You guys are too nerdy to teach you guys these formulas. This is too hard. But your goal in setting these up, Jeremiah, is this. You're going to try to get his cash to close less than their first payment. If the cash to close is less than their first payment, then they don't have to show a bank statement. Okay. And in October, they would bring their October payment to title and they would skip November. Okay. So if they're on ACH, they would have to cancel their ACH. Now you have to be on top of your pipeline, because what you're saying is don't make your October payment, which we're never allowed to say, because if they go 30 days late, it'll kick your ass. Right. But if you know what you're doing and you set these up and when we crush through them like we always do, then you're fine. So in this instance, you would need to put, let's just say you're at 7,500, 7,700. Okay. If you did not want to collect a statement, you need to give this guy 232 basis point subsidy. I'm not going to approve that. That's too much of a price concession. So either you sell him on bringing $3,600 to the table and you go, I can give you $7,000 subsidy. Okay. So you tell the guy, look, normally you're going to pay $2,600 a month. Okay. You're at 7.125. I'm going to drop you down to 5.75. You're going to save $300 a month. Okay. Now you're going to bring your October payment to title. It's $2,600 plus $1,000 because I couldn't quite eat all the fees and you're not allowed to finance them in.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you're basically getting an extra $1,500 of cash flow because in November, you don't have a payment. You only paid 1,000 of it. Okay. And you get to save $300 a month. So essentially, yeah, it's Christmas in October. If I got you an extra $1,500 before Christmas and saved you $300 on your December payment, I got you an extra $1,800 for Christmas. Would that help you, Jeremiah?
100%. 100%.
Okay. So I'm sorry I got in the weeds about working up the worksheet. Get your worksheets and figure out how to work them out. I will make sure all this is labeled properly because I don't like that it says 1 month here on my payoff when it should be 2 months. So some of my labeling is just a mess because I was working too fast. But the numbers are right on. Brad, Austin, and I verified them over and over again. And I was jumping up and down because I'm so money with my spreadsheet. But so Seamus, call this person today. Jeremiah, call this person today and say, here's the scripting, Seamus. Do you want scripting on service release versus retained or just general scripting?
No, I want you to say what you said yesterday about presenting the here and now, the current reality. This is available to you now. And that piece of it was so powerful.
So one of Seamus's fears or objections, Jeremiah, which is obvious. We've been at Guild. I have 15 years. He's been here for 12 years. He's got a massive portfolio and we really sell the fact that we retain servicing. Okay. For this very reason, we will eat your lender fees. We have all your data already. We roll over your impounds from Guild to Guild. So you don't have to collect new impounds. You get a mortgage statement with my name on it every month. Call me with any issues. Like, you know how we sell the proposition. Okay. So you have an option. And what I would do with this client, they're at a 7.125 on a pretty big loan amount, is you could call them today and say, Ruben, how's it going? This is Jeremiah. Hey, I'm just giving you a quick call because I want to remind you that you have a government loan. Okay. When we did your purchase back in June of 2023, we took an FHA loan, which is great news because the government has insured your loan, which basically means if all hell goes in a handbasket and the house went upside down or in a loss or whatever, the government has got insurance on this loan. So the benefit to you for that is that they have a program called a streamline refinance. And what a streamline means is that you can streamline to a lower rate and a lower payment without having to go through the whole qualification. Like I don't need tax returns and pay stubs and all the crap that you would normally do when you buy a house. Okay. Super easy. Now, generally I love to do these with my Guild FHA product and keep you here with Guild. Okay. However, every day we price out 8 to 10 different investors. And right now in this very moment in time, I've got an investor that is so hungry to build their portfolio that they're offering a ridiculous interest rate to incentivize volume to go there. Okay. So we have a choice. I'm not saying you're going to make it, but I just ran numbers. I could get you as low as a 5.75 on a streamline. Again, no appraisal, no docs, very simple. I could get it done this month. And basically you'd save $300 a month. In fact, I've got you at like 305. Okay. I've got to tighten up your insurance and make sure I've got the most accurate, but $305 a month. And you really don't have out of pocket money, because the way we structure these things is that you would bring your payment to title. And normally you skip a payment. They don't let you roll in those closing costs to fully skip a payment. So I can give you a credit and eat a lot of it, but I basically need you to bring in a payment, $2,600 plus $1,000 of your November payment. So you would come in with $3,600 at title, and then you wouldn't have a payment all the way till December. So instead of paying $2,600 in October and $2,600 in November, that's $5,200. You're bringing $3,600 in October. Okay. Now, maybe it's not the right time. Maybe you don't have the cash. Maybe you want to wait for the market a little bit and we keep it with Guild and see if the rates with these other investors catch up. But I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't call you now, because I like to think of Christmas in October. And if I did this for you, you'd save $1,500 of your November payment, and I'd save you $300 off your December payment, and forever going forward. That's like $1,800 of free up cash before Christmas. So I know this is a lot of numbers I just gave you, but is this something that might be of interest to you and worth a 30-minute meeting in my office for me to show you and put it together?
Absolutely. Thank you for calling me.
Okay. I probably would have let him speak a little bit more. I just wanted to get through the script.
Yeah.
Okay. So Seamus, I don't even know that I would have gone into all of that over the phone about the Guild released and service released. Okay. The reason I did that is I wanted you to hear the full script, but that's way too much detail over the phone. So
I just like the piece of it yesterday where you said that this is an opportunity we have now that I cannot guarantee will be there in the future. That piece of it, because my brain is like, we wait, I can get lower. But the way you said it was so powerful.
Okay. So again, use we, us, and our language. I'm not sure if we are going to take this, Katie. Okay. Because I'm on your team. I'm on your side of the table. But I want to look at it with you so that we can time this right. Okay. Some people expect that rates will come down further because the Feds have just finally lowered rates for the first time. Finally. However, I want to tell you about what's it like the last couple of years. Write down this date, May 10th, 2023. On May 10th, 2023, everyone in our industry, every economist everywhere expected rates to drop. Do you guys remember that? I mean, my friend Jeremy had t-shirts made May 10th, 23. And what happened? Rates went up for almost a year and a half straight. So we cannot predict the future. In fact, I just read an economic report about the savings rates for the American household are actually a lot better than they thought they were, which means that we're not as at risk of a recession as we thought. What if the Feds are done for a while? They're not going to reduce any further, and this is where we're at, right? If $300 a month makes a meaningful impact for you, and let's look at the recovery period. It looks like based on the money you're saving and what's being added onto your loan amount for this new mortgage insurance, for the difference of your old MIP that gets refunded and the new MIP, you're going to recover that additional increase in your loan amount in 17 months. So we get to make the decision together, but it just depends, right? And if they're like, oh, I don't know. Okay, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do all the work and have it set and ready. So I watch the market every day. We can talk once a week. And if I see it comes lower and I can snag it on the Guild product, I'll snag it. Or if I see it moving up and I'm like, we might miss the window, I'll call you and we'll snag it. So there's no pressure. I'm just giving you the data and information. By the way, when they come in to meet with me, I flip over my folder. Katie, you've seen me do this 100 times. Seamus, you probably remember this. I flip over a manila folder, which basically has nothing in it because we collect all docs and there's no docs in this one. And I literally go, your current loan is an FHA 30-year fixed 7.125. Your payment is $2,611. This new loan is an FHA 30-year fixed 5.75, and your payment is $2,308. You save $305 a month. I'm circling in, right? And your loan amount is going to go up by whatever I've calculated. Okay. So it would take you about 17 months to recover your costs. The only negative that could happen is if you're going to sell the house sooner, or rates plummeted and I called you at exactly 6 months because you got 6 months on these things and you did it again. But I promise you, if I call you again in 6 months, you'll be happy because I'm saving you even more money than we need to. But I would take the risk off the table. Yeah, Jeff, it is 7 months because it's off the first payment date and all this kind of stuff. Okay. So here's the point. Refis, you guys, are going to come in these little waves. Okay. Because the opportunity really exists in just like the last 2 years of origination. So if you've had 2 big years of origination, you have a bigger opportunity. If you've had 2 small years of origination, it's a smaller opportunity, but there's still opportunity. And if you're not getting good or having these conversations, you're not. So FHA Streamlines, I still make people come in my damn office, come in my beautiful setting. Let me build rapport with you. Let me draw on the thing. Let me ask for a referral to somebody else. Right? Let me even remind you who your real estate agent was when they come on in here. And let's DocuSign while you're sitting right here if you want to do that, or let me follow up with that the day after. Any other questions or thoughts? No? Now, Seamus, when they're in the office, I might do the 2. Hey, I can today on this new res product go to 575, but I want to be transparent with you that I don't like selling your loan. I don't like it. I have less control. I don't like those dummies calling you later. But I wouldn't be doing my job to give you the option. I mean, if this investor wants to pay big money, to give this promo out, like it might be the right time for you. You might need that $1,800 for Christmas. You might need to save that money like now. I just want to give you the option. Cool. Any other questions? If Brad was on here, come in here. We'll clean up this spreadsheet. We'll send it to everybody. And if nothing else, you don't have to worry about my spreadsheet. Get out your damn worksheets. You all probably have 3 or 4 of these deals. Okay. We don't all have, yesterday I worked through 292 loans. So I'm lucky to have a big team and we have a big opportunity sitting in front of us, which is why I want you guys to get good at this. But get the worksheet, get your numbers right, figure out to pull the right ones. I started with everybody 6 1/4 or higher that funded at March or earlier. The bigger loan amounts, you're going to save more money. Just some key things that you work on. Read your guidelines. Some investors are still going to require you to pull credit. Some are going to require you to get a bank statement to verify they have their cash to close. Figure out your impounds. Okay. Like the guild, when you are rolling over impounds, is much easier upon the cash to close. If you have to refund your impounds and wait for a refund, that's harder. They got to come in with more cash. So you might have to sell a higher rate with a rebate so that their cash to close works for them and how much money they have in the bank. But just get good at this. Was this helpful, you guys?
Yes.
Sorry to keep you long with the archetypes. If you're still here, just come to my event. Spend the damn $500. Sign up, pathtowealthtickets.com. You know why? Because you need to believe that you're worth it. You need to believe that you're worth taking 2 or 3 days out of your life, get on an airplane, get in a car, come stay in beautiful Reno, Nevada with the bluest skies and the nicest people, and spend some time working on your strategy, your process, your execution, your bulletproof story, your energy, your success traits. Like, make a decision that now is the time you're going to break through. There'll be a lot of trust builders that break through and have massive years. There'll be a lot of marketers that build a team around them and networkers that say, damn it, I'm going to make this convert. I'm not just going to be a nice, pretty face. I'm going to get more aggressive in the questions I ask. I'm going to break through that ceiling and become a rainmaker. And some of you have been rainmakers and you've got to dial and focus it and become a change maker and hire that teammate and build that process and execute it at another higher level. You know where you are, and I hope you know where you want to go and believe you're worth going there. The event will give you that clarity. The event will help you get the vision and the energy, and it'll be the great start for you to have strategy and clarity on what to execute next. Thank you for saying it's 100% worth it, Jared. I loved having today's call. We'll shoot out an email to everybody with this follow-up, and thank you. See ya.